Yo, it's JSF. How y'all doing? So, in the last open beta, and since this game has released, I've been playing a ton of Kai. I was actually gonna do a Kai guide in the beta, but I just didn't at the last minute, so I figured now would be a good time. I'm not saying I'm amazing at this game. I did make it to heaven again, which is pretty cool, and I've only been playing Kai, so at the very least, I played the character a lot, and he's pretty straightforward once you understand like his game plan and his tools. He's not that complicated, so figured I should do a beginner guide for Kai. And if you're not like a traditional Guilty Gear player, this is perfect because neither am I. I just understand how he works in this game. And even in the other Guilty Gear games, he's really not that complicated. So if y'all enjoy the content and want to see more Guilty Gear stuff, please subscribe. Let your boy know. Alright, so first off, KISKE. Have you played any other fighting games, like let's say Street Fighter? He's the Ryu of the game. The kin would be Soul, but it's kind of backwards because Soul's the main character, like Ryu is, but Kai is the more generic Shoto character. If you don't know what I mean by Shoto, I mean he has a fireball, he has a DP, he has some kind of fucking Tatsu move, however you want to call it, right? Very, very similar. Kai is a he's a very straightforward and well-rounded character, right? He's got long range, he's got good range buttons, right? Like most characters in this game have good range buttons, you know what I mean? He's got a fireball, pretty decent at controlling space, you know what I mean? He can get some plus frames depending on, you know, situations. He's got a decent 6P, 2H can anti-air as well, you know what I mean? DP can anti-air as well. But we'll get into that. Let's just go over his moves really quickly. 5P, this is his fastest button. So if you want to punish something or you want to mash something, mash 5P or 2P. Oh, by the way, in case anybody doesn't understand the buttons and you got punch, kick, slash, heavy slash, dust, and I got a dash button, an RC button. That's about all you need to know. And numpad notation, if you don't know it, just Google search a number pad and assume you're on player one side. You know, 6 is forward, 4 is back, 2 is crouching. Just to make it short. So yeah, you want to mash P or 2P. These are his fastest buttons. His 5K is a low, which is cool, right? You know what I mean? Some low level mix up, dash up dust or dash up 5K. You can do 5K 6P. Like they say, Gatlings are gone in this game. Gatlings aren't gone, they're just not the same as they used to be. You can't do like punch, kick, slash, heavy slash, but you can do slash, slash, heavy slash. You can do something like 5P, 5P, 6P. Like you can do stuff like that, right? You know what I mean? You can do certain like strings. So it's not like Gatlings are gone. 6P is exactly what you would expect it to be. They're not supposed to look like amazing anti-airs, but they're invincible. That's the whole point. This is 2S is really good. 2S has got mad range, and if you land a 2S, go right into Stun Dipper, which we'll get to later. You can literally just buffer it, it won't come out on whiff. 5S, really good. His far slash, his close slash, you know. Heavy slash is cool. He also has some interesting command normals. I know I went over 6P, but he also has 6H. It looks just like his heavy slash, but the difference is 6H actually knocks down. So this becomes important for certain combos. So this is slash heavy slash, right? Slash heavy slash, this move. If I do this, it'll combo. Important to know for later on. 2K, standard 2K, 2D, got decent range, you know, decent sweep. Like most of his tools, if you look at them, they'll look good or decent, right? They're like, that's kind of the character. You know, he's also got 6K, was forward and kick. This is plus on block, which is why it's so slow. That's all that's for. Ain't really too good for anything else. It's for special moves, stun edge, charge stun edge, which is 3 hits, obviously. You can do it in the air. They got different arcs. You can hit with the heavy version in the air. You gotta space it really well. And that's the thing about Kai's fireball, right? You can't just jump fireball, right? You're gonna get smoked for that, right? Because as you can see, if you're paying close attention right there, you can see it took him a while to hit the ground, right? So if I have him do this, that's a counter hit, right? That means he couldn't block. Like that, it says counter, but that's actually a punish. Like, see, you got to be really careful with how you put out these fireballs because there's a lot of startup and a lot of recovery too. So I'm not saying don't use them. They're really good for faking your air approach. So like you box dash H a lot, right? You know, you instant air dash, it's a heavy a lot, they're gonna start anti-airing you, right? Instant air dash fireball, and they try to anti-air like a 2H, they'll get smoked by that. It's good for stuff like that, or jump back fireball, or full screen jump back heavy fireball, as you can see, right? It's good for like space control in that sort of sense, but you don't want to just be jumping around throwing out fireballs. You will get smoked for that. That's stun edge, stun dipper. Stun dipper is an interesting move where if you do it too close, the second hit will not combo. Now this move is punishable. It's not safe, right? Hold up. As you can see, right, it says punish. The move is not safe. If you do it up close, it's unsafe on hit. Now, I am the first person to say something being unsafe on hit is really fucking stupid, but I understand it because it's trying to teach you not to just mash this move. You're not supposed to do it from this range, which is why I say 2S into it, because it'll put you, for the most part, it'll put you with that range you want to be. You want to be like here. Then it'll combo all the time. And this move can go under fireballs, which is really good, Hold up. Right? It's actually really good. That's Stun Dipper. He's also got DP, Vapor Thrust, Slash version, Heavy Slash version. It's a DP. If you don't know what a DP is, it's an invincible uppercut. It's a Shoryuken. If you play fighting games, you know what a Shoryuken is. He's got Fudark. This move is interesting. It's a flip kick. It jumps over things. Else, Shock State. I forgot to talk about Shock State. Hold on. So basically, if you don't know about Shock State, whether they block this move, if they block this or this move, I think it's just those two. Yeah, just those two moves. They block a fireball for this move, which I haven't got to yet. They get that electricity around them. If they have that electricity around them, this move is plus. So that's the point of that. That's the point of this move. Also, this move is really good for combos, which I'll show you later. Yeah, and then the last move is 214S, Dire Eclat or something. I forgot what it's called. This is your standard block string ender. It's relatively safe. There are some situations where I think you can get punished for this, but it's rare. For the most part, you can just block string into this. If you do get punished for it, then block string into nothing. Maybe block string into fireball, maybe block string into charge stun edge. But be careful with that because it has a ton of startup. You could also do, well, we'll get to that later. But yeah, this move is very, very good for combos and for block strings and just getting them in shock state. When they're in shock state, you can see my fireball. Do you see that graphic that pops up? If I do it the first time, nothing. If I do it the second time, you see that whole little, whatever that is, that pentagram or whatever on the screen. It makes your special moves better. As you can see, right? If they have this, it makes your special moves better. So that's the point of the shock state. Now, let's have him block or not block. Yeah, here we go. Cool. So that's about all his special moves. Yeah, that's all his special moves. As for his supers, he's got Sacred Edge, which is a fireball super. You know, you can combo into. Fairly simple. If you want to call, like, this is cool for a call out. You're like, oh, they're gonna do something. They're gonna press a button. They're gonna throw a fireball. They're gonna do something. Boom, boom, boom. Sacred Edge. Good for that sort of situation. It's more of a utility super. It's not something you're gonna use a ton. He has Ride the Lightning. This is his invincible super. Wall breaks and everything. This super is really good, and you can combo into it too. If I'm not trash. There we go. As you can see, right? And you always want to wall break with a super because you basically get the meter back anyway. And then he has his final super, which I got to make my health really low to show you. So once you have 30 HP or less, Once you have 30 HP or less, your health turns orange, and then you see that red glow around Kai. You see how he doesn't have it, but I have it? That's because I now have access to the Dragon Install. Dragon Install buffs all his shit. This is now a 2-hit fireball. This is now a 5-hit fireball. That now hits 3 times. That now, look, it just becomes so much better. All his special moves. You can combo after his DP. Not an amazing combo, but you know, you can combo after his heavy DP. Important to note, right? Right? Like you get something after that, which is really, really important. Yeah, Dragon Assault just makes him better as a character. He does more damage. He's just all around a way better version of Kai. He's amazing. If your health ever gets this low, I would say do Dragon Install. Oh, another thing. The startup of this super actually has a hitbox, so it can knock them back. And more importantly, Dragon Install can actually wall break. I found that out on accident. Now, it doesn't really do any damage, as you can see, 83 damage. It doesn't do much damage because that's not the point of it. It's an install super. I mean, I don't know why he says Dragon Install in the game, but that's what it is. It's an install super. It's a power up super. Super good, super good. So Kai general game plan, you have good. His movement solid. People thought the nerfed air backdash was a bad thing. That shit is actually, I think they buffed it a little bit, but it's good for like basically an instant air neutral jump button. So if you know somebody's dashing at you, hold up, you can do something like that. Something I do a lot when I know somebody's holding forward, they're just not blocking. Boom, and you can smack the shit out of them. You can even do it if they're in front of you, like I just did, right? If they're close enough after you land that, you can something like that. Obviously, it didn't combo in that situation, but ideally you're like at that range. But yeah, that's also really good. A lot of characters have a really good jump heavy slash. His is super good though, really good arc. His jump slash is really good for air to airing. If you're trying to jump heavy slash and you're getting smoked by their button, try jump slash or jump K. These are good. Jump K is faster, but jump slash has better range. Good air to air buttons. You can jump P as well. Most likely as fast as the air button, but not much range with it with it. But yeah, general game plan with Kai, you can fireballs for neutral, right? Throw fireballs out, get them to jump. I like to get my opponents to get them in shock state, right? Like hit them with a fireball on hit or block. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. And then get them to jump, right? Hold up. Get them to jump and then get them to block that. That's something I like to do, because if you get them to block this while they're in shock state, like I said, it's plus on block, right? So it's really good. So you can do something like now I don't want to do all that setting up, but basically we'll do this. Hold up. I'm gonna block. I'm mashing, if you can see my inputs, I'm mashing 5P. I'm mashing, you can see me mashing 5P, my fastest button, and I get smoked for it, right? So that's really good. When they're in shock state, hit them with this, 5K into swipe, on block, you're fine. On hit, you get all this in a corner, you know what I mean? And this can lead to wall break, depending on how damaged the wall is. Not to mention when you get into RC stuff. You know what I mean? You can get a lot off of it. Kai, when you have meter, Kai can get basically combo off anything. Dash up 2K to 2D, really, really good. On hit, you get all this. You know, kind of mid-screen. It's cool that if you land this and you RC, you can kind of run up to get them closer to the wall. You know what I mean? And if they're already in the corner, you can get better combos because you can just do, well, this is like a punish scenario, right? If you're a punish scenario, you got close slash 6H. So like I was saying earlier, right? Slash heavy slash in this situation into, hold up, slash heavy slash into this one combo. And then slash heavy slash into this, right? You can do that, or slash 6H And that's without spending any meter, 200 damage, right? And if you do want to spend the meter, because you're going to get it back anyway, you can do something like that. 217 damage. Really, really good. Kai gets pretty good damage. Obviously, if you're in Dragon Assault, I'm sure his combos change a bit because his special moves all get buffed. As you can see, right? Well, see, I just broke the wall. But yeah, you get the point. Dragon Assault buffs him, gets better combos. You just gotta practice and figure out what combos work better in Dragon Assault. But for general Kai stuff, that's kind of what you want to go for. If you land like a slash into this, very like, and you got meter, you know what I mean? You can also do like 2H. You go for something like that. Wall break with DP. Wall break with DP generally does the most damage as well. But yeah, a lot of the different combo ideas. But yeah, with Kai, you want to just play the mid range. Use your 2S a lot if they're playing the grounded game. If they're playing the grounded game, 2S or you know they're gonna do something around this range, stun dipper, go under it. If they're jumping around, you know what I mean, catch them in the air with this. 6 PM. Fuck. Bruh. Alright, there we go. Bruh. Alright, we got this. There we go. You know what I mean? 6P will smoke that shit every time. Like pretty universal. You know what I mean? You don't get that much off of it. But if you're like a corner scenario, wait, fuck. Corner scenario, you know what I mean? You can definitely get a combo off of that. So, or if you just spin the meter, you know what I mean? You got options. That's not like the optimal way to do it. I'll fuck that up. But yeah, the point is you can get something off of it if you got more meter. You can also try to anti-air with 2H. You know what I mean? You get big counter hit, and there's plenty of 2H combos you can get big damage. So if you want to go for that, you can definitely go for that too. But it has no type of invincibility or anything. You can also anti-air with DP. But be careful. Be careful with anti-airing with DP. Right? Because they can block in the air. As you can see, right? And you're unsafe. So that's kind of a weird design choice, I guess. It's not bad. I understand it. But if they block in the air in some situations, like and you try to DP them out of the air, you might be unsafe. So that's important to know. That, not too bad, but heavy DP has a ton of recovery. Just important to know that. By the way, you cannot RC DP on whiff. You can on hit. You can on hit or on block. So as ridiculous as this seems, you can DP, they block it, and then continue your offense. Something else you can do, like if you ever reversal super and they block it. So like say you super, right? Oh, you still got hit. So you super, bro, why is he getting hit? He's not supposed to get hit. I'm trying to show y'all something. Here we go. Just block. So let's say they block your super, but you have full meter. You know what I mean? Just RC again. That costs 2 bars or 100 meter. You know, if you got full bar, full meter, you can do something like that just to make yourself safe. Just important to know. And like, again, if you have 50 meter, like if you have 50 meter enough for 1 RC, don't be afraid to let the DP fly, because if they block it, you can RC it. But make sure they're in range, because if you whiff, you're fucked, right? You cannot RC DP on whiff. It won't let you. So important to know. But other than that, for the most part, that's KISKE in a nutshell, man. Use your fireball game. When you get them in a shock state, abuse your plus frames. Dash up throw like any other character. You know what I mean? Use your good buttons. Use your stun dipper. Even in the Kai mirror, if he's trying to throw fireballs at you, he should know better. Like from this range, if he's trying to throw a fireball, he should know better. Like, you know what I mean? And it doesn't seem like much, but you know what I mean? You can get more off of that. So if you land a raw stun dipper, that's off a raw stun dipper in neutral. So, you know, once you learn like really how to use this character's tools and how to fight other matchups and whatnot, it becomes really, really helpful because a lot of people are not watching their toes, like especially round starts a good time that they're not watching their toes, they're trying to backdash or something, or just in neutral, right? If they're not jumping around too much, because if they jump, they'll smoke you for this, right? Because you're on the ground, they'll be like, oh, bet, bonk, counter hit, right? If I just have him stun dipper, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you will get bonked on the head for that. But if you use it when you're supposed to and you use it correctly, you know, and then again, even if you do it and it's unsafe, if you got the meter RC, make yourself safe. Always make yourself safe. You know what I mean? Always make yourself safe if you can. But yeah, that's basically Kai in a nutshell. At least for a beginner guide, as the game grows, this game officially releases tonight, so as the game grows, I'm sure there'll be more, but I think this is basically everything you need to know to start playing the character. I mean, you know his best buttons, you know what I mean? If you're just mashing and you're not exactly sure if you're gonna punish something, you can always just mash, you know what I mean, simple combo, punch, 6P, this, or you can do 2K, 6P, this, right? You know what I mean? 2K is as fast as though. Some Street Fighter 5 links for you. Anyway, that's KISKE. If y'all enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. I'm going to be doing a ton of Guilty Gear Strive content. I'm playing this game. I'm playing this character a lot now. I might eventually move on to another character like Eno or something, depending on what the Day 1 patch does, if there is a big Day 1 patch like I hope there is. Anyway, and don't be afraid to get in danger. There's some matchups where you got to kind of zone. Hey, don't be afraid. Let that meter fly. Let that meter fly. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Boom. Hope y'all enjoyed the guide. JSF, I'm out. Peace.